Video link below. The first 2 minutes and 15 seconds is audio because they're off camera. And then when you get in front of the camera, the video starts. You can see the confrontation happening there. I'm going to go ahead and read it and comment as we go. Video surfaced of an Arizona State University professor being thrown to the ground by police officers as they caught her jaywalking. I've lived in Phoenix a couple of times actually, and I've been to this very area. Dr. Ersula was arrested on the college campus in May and was charged with aggravated assault on a police officer in addition to criminal charges: resisting arrest, refusing to provide identification, obstruction of a thoroughfare. She said she was walking across the street trying to avoid construction that was underway up ahead when a campus police officer stopped her and asked her for ID. Dr. Orr objected to the disrespectful way the officer treated her and refused to produce the identification. Now, I'm going to say, from reading this and reading the story without looking at the video, she seems to be almost entirely the problem. And she is a problem. Okay? The thing is, so's the police officer. Okay? And when you watch the video, you'll see that you'll see that the guy is, you can see his emotion, he's impatient. Okay? He shouldn't be. Now, a side note, anytime you have any dealings with the police, just cooperate. just cooperate, because they might actually be okay at that point, but if you don't cooperate, whatever slim chance you had, is gone. Just trust me. You don't want it. Just cooperate. Let me see your ID or you will be arrested for failing to provide ID. The officer can be heard saying in the dash cam footage, which was obtained by KTVK. I have no problem abiding by the law, Orr responds, but all I'm asking is, do you have to speak to me with such a disrespectful tone? Now, at this point, he should have let her talk a little bit, in my opinion. But what gets me is you could just hear in his voice, the guy, he's getting adrenaline going, and he's just too impatient. Okay, in my opinion. The officer explains the law and commands Orr to put her hands behind her back. Okay. However, Orr again refuses and appears to fight the officers. Now, she is, if I remember, she's a doctor. She's got a doctorate, but it's in I believe cultural studies. Okay, so she is an African American woman, and he is a white police officer, and I believe it was cultural studies. But anyway, so it might say a little bit later on. So, in her mind, I can't help but think maybe she's thinking that this could be a problem. Okay, and so on her side, I think she's helping to create the problem. But if you listen once again to the video, she's very, very calm. Okay, where he's the one that's getting emotional, and it doesn't get through in the writing like this. And she's playing him like an idiot, pushing all his buttons, and he just keeps responding. Okay. However, Orr again refuses and appears to fight the officer. Now, this part of what's going on is a part of what, I'm just going to tell you, what women in general, okay, are initiating physical contact, and this time with a police officer. Put your hands behind your back right now, the police officer threatens. Okay, here we go, I'm going to slam you on this car. Put your hands behind your back. And then now she's, don't talk to me like that. Now, why? And like I say, you can hear it in his voice, okay? Now, when this all plays out, there may be a lawsuit, there may be something, okay? She clearly, though, is deliberately wanting this to escalate. You can just see how this is. But like I say, this guy keeps playing into her. Don't talk to me like that, Orr says. This entire thing has been about your lack of respect to me. Now, this is where I think a lot of people can see that it's all about her, and then because from this point on, she's got the confrontation she wants. The police officer is being an idiot, and he is being overly aggressive. Let's just remember what started this. Jaywalking. She should have given right in the like I say, if he would have played this smart, she is the one that 100% would have looked guilty. Now, as it is, they both look like idiots. But anyway, after a short scuffle, Orr can be heard screaming and is thrown to the ground. Right at this point, she just looks like a victim. Okay, she's been initiating physical, okay, or retaliating, however you want to put, but she's trying to escalate this. Okay, and this officer is so stupid that he just doesn't seem to grasp that. Okay, and it's also with his confrontation with her. It's kind of scary that he couldn't get control of her. He's swinging her around. What's that? That's scary. What if this was somebody with a weapon or something? It's pretty scary. Once the officer gets up, she kicks one of them. Orr's attorney, Carlin Robb, says Orr is claiming self-defense. She was exposed and told the officer she was exposed. Now, this is a trap right here, okay? So she was exposed. She told the officer because she's wearing a skirt. Now, you see how this is. Now, it's all special because she's wearing a skirt. Now, he has to do things, okay? Her dress was up. The officer was reaching toward her anatomy, and she felt uncomfortable with hands going there. See, I'm uncomfortable, I'm exposed, and then when he goes to deal with the situation, see, once again, he's fallen into yet another trap. Okay? He's much better off, infinitely better off, as a male officer, not touching her in those areas. Because you've just seen, hey, I'm exposed. He goes, and you see it in the video, and she's, the guy, learn. That's all I'm saying. You learn. Okay, what you're doing is not, and also getting emotional. It didn't help. The guy's all jacked up. You can tell. Professor Orr is an English professor. Oh, she's an English professor whose research interests include cultural studies. Okay, and according to the ASU website, ASU released a statement saying an internal investigation had determined the officer did no wrong. ASU authorities have reviewed the circumstances surrounding the arrest and have found no evidence of inappropriate action by the ASB officer involved. They said in the statement, should such evidence be discovered, an additional throughout inquiry will be conducted and appropriate actions taken. Because the underlying criminal charges are pending, there is not much more that we can say at this time. And her problem is, like I say, is she's sitting there. This isn't a negotiation. He is the police officer. So even though he's messing up, it's both of these people. Okay, if there's issues here, she should be taking it up in court afterward, not physically getting into a fight with the officer, because that's pretty much most places are not gonna deal with that in a supportive way. Okay. But still, this guy, like I say, he could have done a lot more to protect himself and might have been able to diffuse a fair amount of this. But jaywalking, and then, why in the beginning couldn't he just listen to her say, hey, there's construction, I'm not going to go all the way down to the construction and then walk across, and we all know, and look, people jaywalk all the time. Okay, okay, but if you get arrested, it's what the law is. I'll cut this short. Is whenever I'm sure you probably heard the example. You know, if a police officer, sits at a stop sign and you just every day blow past it, and then one day the officer goes, okay, and I'm going to arrest you. It doesn't matter if you've gotten away with it over and over. It's still illegal to go through a stop sign. It doesn't matter. It's just the way it is. But anyway, like I say. It's outrageous. I wish the police would calm down. I wish people would quit trying to bait the police. I really hate this. Alright, anyway, that's definitely made Steve's Outrageous News. Please do watch the video, or if the link's broken, do find another and try to find the raw video and make up your own mind. Until next time, take care.